kind of the one that kind of prodded us to get all of this started a few years ago, and I don't think we've got a stronger advocate on the ORV side anywhere in the state. I'd like to introduce Sheriff Richard Martin.
Thanks, Dave. Dave Titus, you guys probably seen the videos of him all the time out there grooming the trails. Want to say we appreciate all the work that you do, Dave. Want to say a big thank you to Howard Campbell, right over there. Most people like him, but that's not everybody. That's only when he gets to know him. Chris Spencer, I seen Bob. Want to thank the Manistee Forest ORV Club for organizing this event today. And want to thank IATA, who actually is the parent company for MFO. But let me give you a little history real quick on why this was started. So about, was it 5 years ago, Dave?
5 or 6, yeah.
So there was a few roads in the county. The road commission wasn't really pro ORVs at the time. There was some roads that they wanted to keep closed. And what I told them is that they wanted to open them up. That was Dave and Howard Campbell. And I said, if you're going to come to the ORV advisory board, which I'm on, I said, you got to have your ducks in a row, come in full force, come in with all your people, come in with your documentation, because if you come to the advisory council and you don't have all that, they're probably not going to vote what you want us to vote for. So what he did was, he came up there, him and Howard had the information. They said they wanted to open a few of those roads, and the road commission kind of shifted at that point where they were more pro-ORV. And I said, well, okay, to give us some reassurance that, you know, we're going to open these roads, we're going to put it back on the ORV community to form an ORV club, a local club that's going to be a resource for those ORV riders in Lake County. That was the whole purpose of that. So there's so many things that you guys need to know that not everybody knows all the rules when it comes to ORV riding. Would that be a fair statement?
Yeah.
You'd be surprised how fast you have to ride on the road when you're in an ORV.
35.
I heard 35, I heard 70. Okay, that's not in the statute. You guys know we have no control over the speed limit. That's under the state statute, and the state dictates at 25 miles an hour, so that's nothing that we can change with that. But so we formed this club, and I said, hey, let's come up with that club. Let's be that bottleneck resource so that ORV riders could come to the club and find out what they need to do for ORV riding in Lake County. Not only that, work collectively with law enforcement, so if we got troubled areas, that we can send the club to investigate that and find out what the problem is. So there's times where we have complaints where people are doing things they're not supposed to be in certain areas in the county, and we'll send a club out there and have them investigate and not even have a law enforcement response. They'll come back with us and they'll tell us, you know, when they always blame, everything that happens is always blamed on the people that don't live up here, the people that come up here. You guys heard that before, right? It's always your fault, isn't it? After the investigation was done, who was the one that was tearing up the roads? The local person. So, you know, so it's been beneficial to have this club, and I want to applaud Dave and Howard that they took the idea of the club that I presented to them. They went with it, and you can see now the third blessing of the ORV is here, and you can see it's doubled in size every year pretty much. So. The other thing is that we want to also remember is that law enforcement is here with you, not against you. I want to say that again. We are here with you. We're not against you. All of us that are in law enforcement up here are actually riders ourselves. And we don't want to lose those privileges. That's why we come out and do the job that we do. We want you to be safe, but we want you to have a good time, but we don't want you to make it dangerous for other people. We don't go around writing a whole lot of citations unless we absolutely have to. And most of the time, if we write a citation, it's because you were doing 3 or 4 other things, and when you got on social media to complain about getting that ticket, you didn't tell them about the 3 other things that you were doing. You only told them about the one thing that you did, and the cops are a bunch of pricks, and they just write tickets all the time, right? I mean, you guys have probably said that. We try not to do that. We try to educate people. One of the things like with the MFO is that they have the videos. We've come up with those things to try to make you aware of what you're supposed to do so you do the right thing. You're not getting that ticket. That's what we want you to do. We wrote, how many tickets last year, Bob, on the trail?
38 on the trail.
So just for example, we have to give a DNR report every year because we get grant funding from the DNR to patrol the trails. we have to give a report, and we have to say how many traffic stops we make, how many contacts we make, how many warnings were issued. And we wrote a total on the trails. Now, this isn't the roads. On the trails, we wrote 38 tickets for the entire year last year. You know, we can say whatever we want on social media, but, you know, figures don't lie. Pro ORV, that's what we are. You guys come to us anytime you have questions, we want to answer that for you, okay? I can go on, and apparently as a politician I'm supposed to. So, but I'm not going to do that today, so I'll turn it back over to Dave. I appreciate your time. I got to get to another event. Thanks for coming. Be safe this year.
Now, for those of you that are not quite for sure about that ticket situation, there's a sticker over here for sale that if you have it on your buggy, it might help in that situation.
I can't tell you that it will, but it's pretty good.
It might, and plus the money does go to some local kids' charity, so it's for a great cause, and it is a lot of fun. Our next speaker, maybe more of you know than the sheriff, but again, we don't have a bigger advocate. He's involved not only here in Lake County, but he's on several organizations statewide as far as ORVs, off-roading, snowmobiles. Great guy. I consider him a great personal friend. Sergeant Bob Myers here.
Yeah.
Here you go, Bob.
Gee, thanks. I think the sheriff said it all. Yeah, I'm Sergeant Myers. You gotta hold it up more. There's that better? All right, I'm Sergeant Myers. I'm in charge of the Marine, the ORV, and the Snowmobile Division here at the Sheriff's Department. Like you said, I'm on a bunch of other boards, do a lot of stuff on my own time. For ORV riding, I ride myself. My beloved wife is somewhere with my buggy, her buggy, somewhere here. It was mine when I was going to buy it, and then it was too much money, you know. And then now it's her buggy, so she's doing good. Anyway, so I guess I don't have a lot to say. I'll keep it short, guys. The bottom line is we just aerometed our second ORV rider this morning. That's why I was late getting here. We've had 2. So we've had 3 severe accidents. 2 were, like I said, were aerometed. It's dusty. We have to always ride under control. It's miserable out there right now with the dust, but it's better than being at work. So, you know, make sure we're cautious of that. Know your rules. It's our responsibility to have all the rules and know what they are. I've been around some neighboring counties to help get their roads open to ORV traffic, and all I can tell you is I'm not wearing this uniform when I'm there, and there's a lot of people. Our image is not great for ORV riders. So just think about this when you're out riding the roads, riding all that. Let's try and mind our P's and Q's. That not everybody rides ORVs, and if we want to get our roads and other stuff open and new trails, we really need to do that. We need to be responsible with how we're riding. So if anyone has any questions, I will be here after. I had a 45-minute speech and I forgot it back at the office. So, and there's no way he'd have let me up on here with any paper in my hand. No. So, yeah, thank you all for coming. Thank you for all these guys, MFO and IATA, the groomers. I'm a member of them, but I don't have time to run that tractor for 8-9 hours on those loops. So make sure you thank anyone who's a groomer, Howard, Dave, those guys too. They do a lot of volunteer time for us to have fun. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. And up next, we've got Reverend Star Daniels. Come on up, and we're going to have the blessing. And I'd say with all the dust and the loose sand, I hope it sticks.
Big girl up here. You sure this is going to hold me? Hi, guys. How are you?
Hi, Sissy. We love you.
Oh, Lord have mercy. So, outside of the dust, has it been a good riding weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah? How many of you have gotten tickets? Woo! I got one person. Two people. Bob, really? Okay, so this is Memorial Weekend, and most of us either know somebody, love somebody, or love somebody who loves somebody that has a person that's special to them that put on one of those uniforms and never came home. So I would like to take a few minutes to show them respect and say thank you. All right, how about a round of applause for them? So I come up here with notes a lot, otherwise I'm going to sound a lot like Rich and just ramble on, and nobody wants that. You don't want it from him usually, you don't want it from me either, trust me. So, I started riding about 20 years ago, and I'm a nosy person. Anybody who knows me knows I'm nosy, I ask questions. And I always ask people that I come across, why do you do that? Like, why do you get on a machine that has all this power and go riding into the woods? Like, there's air conditioning here, right? Why do you go up in the woods and sleep in a tent where there's bear when you can be right here where there's indoor plumbing and running water and internet? Almost everybody, now there's been a few that say it's for the adrenaline. I love a couple adrenaline junkies. But most of them tell me it's because something about the woods calls to them. To me, if something calls to you, especially if it's nature, that's God calling you.
Have a good day.
That is your spirit connecting with God. That is something in you and something about that spot, and everybody has that favorite spot that you have to see every year, and when you get to it, there's a stillness and a calmness that comes across you. That's your soul rejuvenating with God, with the nature that He created. And for a lot of folks, only those of us that will get on those fast machines and trek out into the wild blue yonder, we're the only ones that get to see those spots, right? And unless you ride out there, you don't know what we're talking about when we talk about it. I take a lot of notes, sorry. So, as I was taking notes for today, I came across a Southern preacher. And I don't know what he was preaching about, but it was funny to me. So I wrote it so I could read it to you guys. He said, "Blessed are they who fall in the mud, who jump up in gusto and rip their pants, who skin their elbows, bruise their egos, stop running to help another, who go back to the site of failure, who dust off, wash up. For those are the ones that know the sweetness of risk, discover the dreams, and learn the kindness of strangers." Now, if that doesn't go for people that get on an ORV, I don't know what does. So, I keep things a lot shorter than everybody else. So, if you guys don't mind, let's bow our heads. Dear Lord, our Heavenly Father, whose glory fill the whole of all creation, preserve us as we travel and explore this wilderness. Surround us with your loving care, protect us from danger, and bring us safely back to camp. Help us keep our eyes open so that we may see the creation as you do. Allow us to feel the nature as we are part of it. Help us slow down, take a deep breath, and admire all you've created for us, that we may keep it, protect it, and respect it for generations to come. In your glorious name, amen.
Awesome job. Thank you very much, Star. And again, I want to thank everybody for coming out today, and enjoy the rest of the weekend and ride safe. And, if you haven't spent some money under the pavilion here, you might want to check some of that out before you're old. But again, thank you, and what an awesome turnout. We'll see you next year.